The last 3 to 4 years of the MCU has been a strange roller coaster of emotions because we reached the highest of the highs with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Spider-Man No Way Home, Shang-Chi and the Last 10 Rings, and even Deadpool and Wolverine. But we have reached the lowest of the lows. I'm talking about the bottom of the barrel with She-Hulk, Echo, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, the Marvels. The L's just keep on coming, especially in this year when we saw Captain America Brave New World, and that movie, in my honest opinion, was hot buns with how they treated the Hulk's supporting characters and the Hulk's antagonists. But now that we are actually reaching phase 6 and we are leaving phase 5 behind, because I think Daredevil Born Again is the last project of phase 5. But if I'm actually wrong, I think it's actually the Thunderbolts that will be the last project. But since now we are actually reaching the bookend of phase 5, we are preparing for phase 6, and phase 6 seems to be the second endgame of the MCU, because we are going to be witnessing Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars, and we all know what's going to happen. It's going to be a big cameo fest. We're going to see a lot of actors and actresses reprising their roles, whether they are from the Fox Marvel universe like the Fantastic Four franchise or the X-Men franchise, or whether they are from the original MCU universe, like, you know, all the characters we all know from the MCU. And who knows, maybe some of these actors and actresses that we will see reprise their roles could be from the Raimi trilogy. We could see Tobey Maguire reprise his role, or hell, we can even see some actors from the trash and disgusting Sony Spider-Man universe. And please, dear God, I hope Kevin Feige does not pick up the phone call if Sony is calling. Please block their number. But yesterday we were treated to a 5-hour live stream that revealed a lot of actors and actresses that is casted for Avengers Doomsday. And I'll be honest with you, sitting through 5 hours just to see names be revealed is very, very tedious in my honest opinion. But here is the full list of every single person that is going to be casted in Avengers Doomsday. We have Chris Hemsworth reprising his role as Thor. Vanessa Kirby, she is going to be Sue Storm, and remember, we are seeing her. She is already going to be in the Fantastic Four movie that is going to release in July. Then we see Anthony Mackie, he is Captain America. Sebastian Stan returning as Bucky Barnes, aka the Winter Soldier. Leticia Wright, she is returning as Shuri/Black Panther. To be honest with you, I really want them to recast Black Panther, because I don't think Shuri plays an effective Black Panther. I think she plays an effective Shuri, but I do believe we need a new actor for Black Panther. And in my honest opinion, I think Damian Idris is a great casting for Black Panther. Marvel, please cast that nigga. But then we now see Paul Rudd returning as Ant-Man, Wyatt Russell returning as the US agent, Tinoch Huerta Mejia, he's returning as Namor. And to be honest with you, I did not like Tinoch's portrayal of Namor. Like I said in previous videos, I want Namor to be Atlantean. I just want Namor to fit more in line with the comics. I do believe that Tinoch could play a different underwater superhero that could still retain the Mayan culture, but I want Namor to be different than this Namor, because, you know, in the comics, Namor, he is not from any Mayan culture. He's an Atlantean. But then we now reach Ebon Moss, and he is the Thin. And remember, the Thin can also be seen in the Fantastic Four movie that will be released this year. We see Simu Liu, he returns as Shang-Chi. Florence Pugh, she returns as Yelena Belova, aka the Black Widow. Kelsey Grammer, he returns as Beast. And remember, in the Marvels post-credit scene, we saw Monica Rambeau. She was actually transported into this X-Men type universe. So we are seeing Beast, but I'm not sure if we're going to see Monica Rambeau in this movie. Then we see Lois Pullman. He is rumored to return as the Sentry after the Thunderbolts movie. Danny Ramirez, he reprises his role as Joaquin Torres / Falcon. Joseph Quinn, he is going to be the Human Torch. Remember, the Human Torch is also going to be seen in the Fantastic Four movie later this year. David Harbour, he is returning as Red Guardian, and also he is going to be in the Thunderbolts movie. Winston Duke returns as M'Baku. I really like M'Baku, man. And Hannah John Kamen, she is going to reprise her role as Ghost. Tom Hiddleston returns as Loki, and I really hope that we get to see the great Loki and Thor banter that we really love. And to actually talk about Thor, I really hope they don't make Thor resemble his role that he played in Thor Love and Thunder. They have to completely scrap that from reality, and they need to make Thor exactly like how he was in the phase 1 of the MCU, and in my honest opinion, how Thor acted in the Infinity Saga when he was confronting Thanos. We need that Thor back. Then we now see some very surprising roles being casted in this movie. We see Patrick Stewart, he is going to be Professor X, and the last time we saw Patrick Stewart was in Doctor Strange the Multiverse of Madness, but he died in that movie, so it kind of doesn't really make any sense unless you probably chalk it up to multiverse shenanigans. Professor X, I don't know if this Professor X is even from the Sony X-Men universe as well, because remember, in Days of Future Past he died. So I'm actually shocked that they didn't actually go with the new actor that portrayed Professor X in the rebooted X-Men universe, but we'll have to see. Then we see Ian McKellen, aka Magneto. It's very shocking seeing the classic Magneto come back. Then Alan Cumming, he is Nightcrawler from the X-Men universe. And we see Rebecca Romijn, she reprises her role as Mystique. And James Marsden, he reprises his role as Cyclops. Channing Tatum returns as Gambit, and we saw him in Deadpool and Wolverine. Pedro Pascal as Mr. Fantastic. We are going to see Pedro Pascal in the Fantastic Four movie coming this year. Then we now see Robert Downey Jr. He is Victor Von Doom. And to be honest with you guys, I'll be dead ass with you guys, I know last year I was hyped seeing Robert Downey Jr. being casted as Doctor Doom, but to be honest with you, upon further re-evaluation and re-examination, I do think that Robert Downey Jr. being casted as Doctor Doom is a huge miscast, because I want Doctor Doom to be played by a new Romani actor, because Robert Downey Jr. obviously is not Romani, so that is very, very wrong that the MCU did that. I know Robert Downey Jr. is an A-list actor and he will nail the role, but I do believe that a Fantastic Four villain should not be seen in an Avengers movie first before a Fantastic Four movie, because I do think that Doctor Doom should be saved for a Fantastic Four movie, because his rivalry with Reed Richards in the 616 comics is very great. You guys have to check out all of their rivalry, and I do think that since they're going with Robert Downey Jr., we're going to see some banter with him and with Spider-Man. But you're probably shocked as to why I'm saying Spider-Man, because I did not list his name in this casting list. Well, that is because Spider-Man, I don't think he's going to appear in this movie. Same with a lot of other actors, and there are some actors and actresses that we don't see in this movie, like Brie Larson as Captain Marvel. And we also are not seeing Scarlet Witch. We're not seeing Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange. And the main thing that pisses me off is that we're not seeing Mark Ruffalo as the Hulk. It seems that Marvel really, really hates the Hulk for some reason, because they're not even considering casting Mark Ruffalo as the Hulk in this movie. And I'm shocked to see that, because Marvel really wants to diminish the Hulk's popularity. They want to diminish the Hulk's aura, man. And that's crazy to see. But that is all of the casting so far. I'll be honest with you, I am kind of hyped, but I'm also kind of worried because I hope this movie does not turn into a big giant clusterfuck of cameos. I hope there's a real story that is going to be told, and I hope that they actually take some good inspiration from the Secret Wars 2015 story, even though I do want them to take inspiration from the original Secret Wars story, because remember, like I said, Doctor Doom being in this movie, it is a red flag because Doctor Doom should not be an Avengers villain first. He should be a Fantastic Four villain first, and I do think that they should have went with the Beyonder being an Avengers level threat first, because Beyonder is an Avengers villain, and they could have even casted Robert Downey Jr. as the Beyonder, but that's what I think. And who knows, this movie might be great, it might be peak, but we'll just have to see in 2026. But that's the end of the video. I'm out. Peace.